TGIF. How are my warriors? Jeff, Money, Didier, and Brock, how are you? So, from the beginning of the week, hello, Michael. The 2-week reversal in NASDAQ one is 12,140, which we almost got to on Monday, right here. Almost got there, missed it by 50. So, I'm dialing in on some real short-term stuff to start building positions for next week for short. So kind of looks like on a 15-minute that a third drive is developing here. Looks like a wedge. So just putting a piece on, and I'm wrong over 12,165, risking 150. Similar situation in S&Ps. We could push towards 3,600 as a possibility. We're right here. I think that what's happening here is, topping action. I think we have topped. So, we have one lower high, we have two lower highs, and if we don't take out this high in the S&Ps of 3626, which we're 40 handles away, this is going to be the third lower high. And we take out this moving average at 3490. There's a lot of space underneath it. I normally don't put positions on Friday, but I want to have my toe in the water in case we get a fade during the day. And it's okay if it doesn't happen today. I'm glad to build it early next week. Any questions? My rationale, I could be wrong. I could be stopped out, but I part of it is trader intuition, that I think we have something going here and we're not going to take out this high. You just do the deja vu. This was Pfizer. This was Moderna. I don't know what kind of vaccine breakthrough we'll have next Monday, because things come in threes. But I am. How do I deal with them? AstraZeneca. Okay. I deal with them when they happen. I'm not afraid of a gap higher opening. In fact, I've lived through many. Yes, I'm going to hold over the weekend and build a position in this. Although I'm wrong, I have a stop. I'm not going to change it. So we'll see what happens next week. I think we're headed towards a constitutional crisis. I don't think there's going to be a concession. And I think this could drag out, continue to drag out. So we'll see. The missing piece would be the dollar. Yeah, okay. See, I'm reading your mind. So if the S&Ps have a chance to bury me, maybe new lows in the dollar, which, part of me almost wishes we would get it over with and take this out. Okay. Even if the dollar makes a new low and 91.44 is 78.6 off of big formation, it's off of, I'm going to have to move you guys from this low in 2018 to the high here. So a 91.44 would clean out this low. This blue line is coming in under 91, I think around 90.50. So, we have what's called an inside week here in the Dixie. So the most bullish thing the dollar could do next week is start off lower and then turn. I still think there are too many bulls, but I'm not fighting it here. I'm just going to let it happen. We will not confirm this low on multiple time frames. Here's a daily. So look at this. I mean, the dollar's been diverging, and we've had, well, we really haven't had a new low since August. So, and this low in August was, I don't think we're going to, even if we break hard, say another 100 points in Dixie, I don't think we're going to blow out the divergence. So those are my guesses. Okay, well, look, could happen. There's always risk. Okay. So the dollars and I don't know, but I have conviction about NASDAQ. I've been watching these issues in NASDAQ, the FANG and the MAGA stocks for quite some time, and I'm not impressed with Apple. You know, S&Ps have made new highs. Apple hasn't done much. I'm not impressed with Microsoft. It looks like, you know, this may have been it at 78.6. Google's diverging up here. It's not confirming. Amazon's been kind of a dog. It's only about $100 away from a breakdown. And Facebook, doesn't look that great either. I did, someone's Forex gal sent me that tweet. I don't know why they're doing that, Zig. It's probably on orders from the president. Yeah, scorch and burn. Okay, yeah, that can't be bullish for anything. Yeah, good point, Richard. Yeah, there will be no concession. Yeah. Okay, so that's my looks. I don't. Currencies have been tough because of this. I mean, look at this range. I mean, Blake's going to have a range on the Dixie. Look at this. It's 4 months of being in a range from 92-ish to 94 since August, the beginning of August, September, October, November, right? So if you're, not making much money trading FX, here's your reason. Okay, there's your reason. Blake on the bias chart has range on a lot of things. So, this is it too. Yeah, and it's so frustrating. But I tell you what, on Euro Pound, if we take out the low that we put in here on this hit here, I'm gone. Okay, under here I'm gone. But I have to give it a chance. It's been, like everything else, sideways. Even after you get some type of impulsive move, it turns into sideways. Same thing happened in Euro Yen, right? Euro Yen, you had a real directional move right here. And this would be the longest flag, and it's not a flag. If it had maybe stopped here, it could have been a flag. This is more like toilet paper than a flag. All right. So that's about all I see. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. It's our mission here at ForexAnalytix to build up and edify traders every day. We leave it on the court every week. If we're helping you in FACE, which is us offering our services to you for free for an hour and giving you our best stuff, we don't hold back, then the way to say thank you is to subscribe. Anyone we help this week that's going to sign up today? Just keep in mind, if you're always trying to get over on people and never pay, don't expect it to be easy for you to get paid. Just a universal law. If you're unwilling to pay, don't be surprised if people are unwilling to pay you. That's right. You know, you reap what you sow. Okay. If you give, you receive. If you always take, you don't receive. Anyway, that's the end of my homily. And let's see, anyone joining who's a brave person that's not a member yet that Face has helped them and they want to say thank you and become a subscriber. I'm not going to let Blake come on. Bill, you're going to give it a try? All right, man. Okay, Bill Holman stepping up. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Blake. How are you, buddy?
I'm so FX depressed after listening to you.
You are? What, because of the range?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It has been, this has actually been a pretty tough week because actually the SPOOS has been in such a tight range. I mean,
everything.
Yeah, I mean, everything. It's just been, this feels like, I felt like I was late July trading this month or, this week. And it was horrible. And I don't know if it's going to get any better going into the
end of the year kind of doldrums.
Well, I still think we're going to get volatility as we go into the end of the year. I think a lot of people are, need a position for this. But hold on, let me take over something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll tell you what's exciting are the live charts here.
Oh man, I can't believe that.
Isn't it cool? So like, what's cool about that is like, let's say you're looking at the euro dollar and you go, okay, Blake or whoever, one of the team members said, euro dollar resistance at 119. That's channel resistance, know where it's at. I can go to the live chart and go, okay, so here's the euro dollar because it automatically pulls up the euro. And then I can go over to the, daily chart and I can say, oh, okay, so I see what he's talking about. Like that resistance is here at 119. And then, you can pop it out and go, all right, so that resistance at 119 that he was talking about, comes up over here and I can draw that, like this. And now I know, oh, he's talking about this,
yeah, you don't have to switch platforms from TradingView to this.
No, you don't have
to. Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool to have that feature available. And it's also nice when you're like, let's say you're looking at the euro right now, and let's say you flip over to the cable and you go, okay, well, here's the pound, and they were talking about this long lower shadow doji on the daily chart, and you can go so on the daily chart, I can go, oh yeah, okay, I see that candle right there, the one that they were referencing from yesterday. Okay, got it. You know what I mean? So it's nice because it automatically pulls those charts over for you for the instrument that you're looking at. So and you can go, what are they talking about here with the 10-year, exactly, so what the symbols are too, and all the different charts that we're referencing. So anyway, I think it's a nice feature that we added for ForexAnalytix. There's actually one of the other things that is being added this week that Steve and the developers have been working on top of this other project they're working on, is they're adding the bias chart to ForexAnalytix. So for those of you that, you're here every morning, we keep taking pictures of the bias chart. Well, it's going to be in ForexAnalytix. So it's being added to here.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
So Bill joined at a good time.
Yeah, I mean, and welcome, Bill. We're glad to have you part of the
community.
So yeah.
Oh, okay, family.
Yeah, the family.
All right, brother Blake.
That's it. No, you're my step uncle.
Step grandfather.
Yeah, third removed. That's you.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right,
let's talk a little bit before I go into the charts and I go into the bias chart. Let's talk a little bit about this weekend, or actually, let's talk about Monday. So, there's all this chatter that there's going to be a Brexit deal coming on Monday, and yesterday, somebody's going to have to help me here. There was a late in the day headline that that the UK I think it was the Telegraph, which when you have certain UK publications that are more scuttlebutt, but I think it's the Telegraph that put that out, and everybody's like, oh, this is now we're talking, this might be real. Look, we're getting closer and closer to a Brexit deal. I mean, more than likely. So the question is, what's going to happen? First of all, I have to say this. And this is no pun intended, it's obviously well telegraphed.
yeah. Okay.
That was great. That was a good one.
How about this? Don't be penny wise and pound foolish.
Oh, there we go. There's another UK saying. Okay, so no, jokes aside, obviously everybody knows that a Brexit deal is coming, and that in itself poses a risk to the market. Do I think that there are risks associated with this move or a potential Brexit deal being made? Yes, I do. I think that there is like a lot of there are a lot of institutions that actually want to put money to work into the UK, into the cable, into waiting on a Brexit deal just to make sure. So I do think that overall the pound is going to do well following a Brexit deal. And if you guys remember the long-term charts with the cable, I mean, this is what we're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
This is a descending wedge, and the descending wedge is a reversal pattern.
Didn't think of that. Yeah.
Now, I'm also gonna stop here for a second. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm very bullish the euro. Not necessarily, I know I may have a pattern in play on a short euro right now. I understand that, but I'm overall very bullish the euro, bearish the dollar. My hopes about the euro is that, the euro goes back to 117 before it goes to 125, right? But I believe the euro is going higher and probably going into this next year. I just don't know if it's going to do it right at this very moment in time. And I think that the euro is going to go higher, and I do believe that the cable is going to break out. I mean, you think about this. Look at what happens if the cable gets back above 135, 136.
Yeah,
it's gone. It's gone, like history.
So you think euro will outperform cable?
I don't think so. I think the euro will trade to, I think the pound could trade to 150 and the euro could trade to 125. So where does that put the euro pound?
Yeah, way down there.
It puts the euro pound like probably somewhere down here.
Yeah.
And I am short a little euro sterling, by the way, but it's just very small.
You bastard.
I know, but it's nothing like I don't know if you're trading it. I'm just saying.
I'm kidding.
But let me say this, that I'm extremely bearish the dollar, bullish the euro. Like I said, not necessarily within the next week. I'm just saying that I'm overall I'm thinking the euro does this. You guys remember my analysis from the last couple of days. I'm hoping it does that. But that doesn't mean it's going to. I mean, we get a Brexit deal, and the pound could be trading at 135, which is the big resistance up here, right?
Yeah.
The euro could be trading at 120. So don't think that it's, you know, like this is it, you know, this is, you know, the euro's, you know, peaked here at 119 and it's not going any higher. It can actually break out. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I'm extremely bullish the cable, or I think that a Brexit deal would be very bullish to cable. I do think that if we got an announcement on Monday, it would look something like this. And I'm just going to throw this out there and then we got to get to analysis. It would look like this: up into resistance, maybe come off a little bit, and then break out. So because I do think that the buy the rumor, sell the news is a real event for this, because I think everybody's, you know, already prepared that there's going to be a, you know, some sort of deal. And that I'm just saying that, let's say there is a deal on Monday. Let's say that the tabloids are right and that's what we get. Then I think that the pound's going to eventually break out, but I think we could spike to 135, back down again, and then, you know, then finally make the real breakout at some point. That's just my 2 cents. And I'm going to give Stelios and Steve's thoughts about that in a little bit, but let me finish up analysis for you guys right now. So let's talk about the euro dollar. So again, I'm going to be kind of quick here because nothing's really changed from yesterday. If you hold on really quick, let me delete all that. If you go to the ForexAnalytix chat room, okay, this is our chat room. By the way, happy birthday to Amanda. Amanda, happy birthday, Amanda. And Jane saying hi. Anybody else, you can say hello. Happy birthday. It's Amanda's birthday tomorrow. So our very own Amanda turns 29 tomorrow. So we're really, really happy about that. Well, you guys are wishing happy birthday and all that stuff. I'm going to go to the files list. I'm going to look at the bias chart from yesterday. So here's the bias chart from yesterday. This is all the charts. Yeah,
I did post it.
I know, but we posted a lot of charts yesterday. There we go. Thank you, Stelios. Okay, so you're going to see this bias chart is going to stay pretty much the same. Let me move this chat room over here. So euro dollar resistance 118.75. You know, we hit 118.90. So we actually hit the resistance. And I'm going to say that, you know, 119 is resistance today. You know, that's about where the channel resistance is. And support, we're going to have to mark down 118.15, which is the 50% retracement. And good morning, Stelios, by the way.
Good morning.
Cable. Now, do I think the cable breaks out today? Probably not. But it should stay above 132, and then 133.10 is resistance. Oops. That's going to be key resistance. It's still range bound, guys. I mean, we are still in a range. Aussie, still in a range, 72.40 or 72.20. I still think 72.40 is bigger support, but that doesn't really matter. 72.40, 72.20, somewhere down here. Resistance 73.40, right? So same as yesterday. What did we write down yesterday? 72.20, 73.40. I don't think that's changed, right? So range. Kiwi. Well, it's the only one that we've had as being bullish. Is it bullish? Yeah, it is. And look at how it's acted. I mean, you know, we hit a new trend high. I think we had this as bullish, and we had something else as bullish yesterday. I don't what did we have? Something else? Nope, that was it. I mean, and it reached for new trend highs. It actually did. So I think this is resistance though. So, but can it go higher? The 161% extension of this move lower, that impulsive move lower, comes in at 69.74. So I'm going to write down 69.75 just in case we continue higher. Support is going to be 68.80. Okay. Okay. Dollar Canadian. Dollar Canadian. Oh, hold on really quick.
We have Canadian retail sales today in a few minutes, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to say that. I appreciate that. And I was just looking at the dollar Mexican peso. I picked it up at 2010 just a little while ago, but I was wondering.
Should be a good number. I went out and bought some Crown Royal yesterday.
Oh, good.
That's your favorite too, isn't it,
Good
Blake?
for Canadian retail sales because you bought some Crown Royal. Nice.
Yeah.
My favorite, by the way.
Yeah. I keep all my Krugerrands in that purple bag in case anyone wants to rob me. That's where
I'm like the hugest fan of Canadian whiskey. I don't know. I enjoy it over most other whiskeys. So, okay, I digress.
Makes me loony.
Get you 130.30 is going to be 130.30 is going to be support. Resistance is 131.20. Oops. And 131.70. 75. If you guys don't know why. 131.20, 131.75 is right here. And then support is, we're bouncing around. But we do have Canadian data coming out, as Stelios pointed out. Dollar Mexican peso. I think we're wedging. So I picked up a little dollar Mexican peso at 2010 this morning. It's low as 2008. This is from us. I'm trying to find out how long ago was that? Not too long ago. Shoot, I don't know. I have to. Oh, bought some dollar Mexican peso at 2010. It's at 5:11 a.m. my time. So that was actually a little over an hour ago. So anyway, I think resistance is up here at 2045, but intraday we're really struggling on moves. I guess 2045 is going to be resistance. This is pretty much the same as yesterday. 20.03, 20.45. We're still range bound. Like I told you yesterday, I actually yesterday I was going to put it bearish, and then I said, we'll just keep it on range, but it is really kind of borderline bearish. Cable's under some pressure. Wow, the euro's really under some pressure here. I don't know if you guys are watching it, but the euro's, really come under a little bit of pressure.
Under pressure.
It is. Yes. Sing it, Dale. Okay. Let's, we have retail sales. Excuse me.
We're under pressure.
How much time we got?
Our whole lives.
Okay. So if you guys use ForexAnalytix, there's data flash, right? So we got all these Canadian retail sales and other data coming out. Here it is. Okay. So to be announced, all this coming out. Let's see how quick it is via versus Bloomberg. Here's Bloomberg. And then here, let me. California retail sales, you can see it right here, right? Okay, it hit Bloomberg.
Hmm.
And it is, oh, okay. So you know what? Data flash was not as fast as Bloomberg. Sometimes it is. It's actually quicker, but today it wasn't. But you can see it's still pretty fast though. And retail sales beat. So the
Hey Blake,
Canadian.
what was the name of that president that had the two inaugurations? Was it Garfield?
No, and they didn't have two inaugurations. It was there. It was very, very close to having two inaugurations.
I see.
I think it was within one day of actually the inauguration. There was I think one of them conceded, and I have to go back.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it was really close, though.
Yeah.
Really, really, really close. Like,
all right.
You know, if you look at the history of it, yeah, I mean, it was like, and it kind of like today, not as much right at this moment, but I mean, at that time, the United States was on the brink of civil war, you know.
Oh, it was before the Civil War?
No, it's post Civil War, but it was another civil war.
Yeah, Reconstruction was nasty. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it
you
was
still
like
had the divide. I mean, people from the north and the south had killed each other, their families, and yeah.
I mean,
it was a union. Yeah.
I mean, it was I think it was post Civil War.
Yeah, I think so. 1870s is what I remember.
Yeah, it was 1875 or 1876.
I just don't remember the name of the president. Who was elected?
Hayes.
Hayes?
Huh?
Hayes.
Thank you, buddy.
Who was the one
Actually, I can't remember.
I think it was Hayes. Anyway.
All right, I'll look it up.
Hey, you're the one with Google. I'm sitting here right now just trying to do analysis, and you're
I thought
now you're bugging me.
You could say
now you're actually bugging me.
Okay.
Trying to quiz me while I'm like trying to do analysis here. It's like very annoying. Just kidding. All right. So we got the peso. But yeah, you got Google and you're not showing your screen. Right. So go Google it.
I'm
so
going
lazy.
to right now.
Right.
I don't want to miss what you say.
Blake, what did you let me put you on the spot right now while you're actually trying to do something. I got an idea.
What a great host.
I know. What the hell? Like, Google it yourself, lazy. Jeez.
All right, man.
Oh my God.
Point well taken.
All right, so let's talk about the Swissy. Same as yesterday, 90.85, 91.65, same. 90.60. Oh no, 90.85, 90, 91. No, 90, right? 91.65. There we go. Still in a range, same as yesterday. Moving my way lower, US dollar, Norwegian krona back at support. And you know what? Like the peso, this is just wedging here and not looking particularly bullish, as you guys can see. You know, the dollar Mexican peso, I mean, this thing, I mean, we do have a big double top here. So, you know, if you really want to measure this all out and what the damage could be here, it really does point to, you know, a lot lower. So, I mean, and it's not trading well. I know I'm long right now, but you know, if you think about, okay, the euro's breaking out, the you know, the cable might break out, the euro might break out. What is the dollar Mexican peso going to do? It's going to shite the bed. I said shite, not anything else, right? So think about that. Where am I at? And why did I just skip that? US dollar Norwegian krona. This is the US dollar Norwegian krona. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of downside here if we break 896. 896. Which I'm going to write down as key support. Resistance now is 909. I'm going to just put like 910 because it's a descending trend line. And frankly, it does look bearish. I mean, you know, I mean, it's just not, you can't move higher. So, dollar yen. 103.60, same as yesterday. 104.40, because this is a descending trend line, and that is resistance. And we're still very much supported the 78% retracement here. I'm not, and I know I say this on a daily basis. I really don't know how to trade the dollar yen right now from a macro perspective. So I have, I'm just kind of at the whims of whatever I see technically. And for right now, it would be like this: get a rally back up here and then look to sell it, and eventually we break out of this triangle. And that's it. I don't know how to approach the yen. I think the yen's on its own program right now. Let's go over to the dollar index and then gold and the S&P. Here's the dollar index. We are approaching support once again. This has been support all week, 92.20, and then below that we have like 92.10, and then below that we have 91.80. So 91.70, which is over here. I'm going to write down today 92.10. I don't think we're going to break that. And 92.10, by the way, would be the euro dollar at 119. Could the euro dollar break 119? It might, but I don't think today. I think if the euro dollar broke 119, it's going to be more of a result of, oh, there's a Brexit deal. That's good for, that's good for the pound. It's also good for the euro. Okay. For the European Union. So today we'll write down 92.70. I know resistance is at 93.20, but for today, yeah, I'll write down 93.20 just so you have it on here. Gold yesterday probed support, and you know what? It didn't break. So that's, I'm going to delete this flag because we had our opportunity to be bearish. That's not saying it won't break down. I'm just saying that this pattern had an opportunity to work and it didn't. So, and that continues to mean that this is support right here. We might be developing a bear flag or a bearish wedge, excuse me. But obviously 1850 is support. Below that is 1838, which is the big 38% retracement, which is, you guys know, is my very, very important, bull bear line, if you will, for gold. Because I think if gold breaks through 1838, it's over. I think for like near term for gold, I think gold will trade back down to 1700 for a while. But I'm not 100% convinced we are going to break down. I'm not. So 118.50. I know it's.
Looks like we should have one more rally attempt up towards 1910 or so. You would think how, just an observation, Blake, that how weak gold is with US dollar yen under pressure all week and yields coming off. You said it, the best gold could do is hold support.
Yeah, I mean,
with tailwinds.
I don't disagree. I don't think I could see a move back up here.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to write down today resistance as being, I know we've had resistance at 1900, but I think there's a risk that it could go higher. I don't disagree with that. The longer it stays up here, the longer it doesn't break down, the more of a risk it is of squeezing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. So
you're such a veteran.
What's that?
You've seen it. You're such a veteran. You've seen it all.
No, you've seen it all.
No,
I mean, you did trade with the dinosaurs, so because I've seen it all. Me, not so much.
Yeah,
dinosaurs traded with Dale, to be exact.
Dinosaurs trading pebbles. He was the
yeah. I had a car like Fred Flintstone too. I drove it with my feet. So
resistance at good morning, Steve. Resistance is going to be 3600. I still think we're in a range. Support is at 35, 45, 35, 50, and then 35, 20. So that's it. 35, 20, 35, 50. And there you go. There's your boring ass bias chart, but it's your bias chart and it's done. So you guys now have that information available to you. And Stelios, did you take a screenshot?
I did, yes. Thank you,
Okay,
Blake.
good. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let me get rid of the chat room over here, and let me just compliment Steve and the development team. Really great job on the charts and incorporating the charts into ForexAnalytix. I think it's absolutely awesome to have this capability in ForexAnalytix now. So great job, Steve. Where the hell's the bias chart, and why isn't that up yet? I'm just kidding.
It's going to
Nice,
be ready probably
I'm joking.
Monday.
But, no, I know you're going to be pushing that pretty soon, but where are you going to put the bias chart? How's that going to look on ForexAnalytix?
There's going to be a button. You're going to press it and it's going to open it up.
Ooh.
Wow.
Go like this, like a button, and then you're going to see
Yes.
the bias chart.
And you get your bias chart.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm very excited for to pass this over to you and Friday to be over for me. I'm very excited about that. But you know what, guys and gals, what I'd love to see happen is I'd love to see you guys be part of the ForexAnalytix community, as Bill is going to do today, as Dale said. Remember, it's only $1 to try us out.
Skip the trial.
Well, you get to try it out, and you get to try. Even if you go with the light version, you still get to try the premium. But it's only $19 a month for the light version. But then you could be, even with the light version, you can actually listen into the daily roundup webinars Monday through Thursday, and the European crossover webinars Monday through.
Hey Blake, someone commented. One of our members or someone here in Face said, I love all the analysts, but Paulie is really an asset.
He is. Well, let me, and before I'm going to push it over to Steve and Stelios and let them talk. One thing I will say about Paul Franco, I found him on social media, on Twitter, like about a decade ago. I've been following him for years, and then brought him into the company that I used to work for called the Wise Trade Group, and brought him in as an analyst because Paulie trades for a living. And I'm like, okay, he trades for a living. We pay him a little bit. It'll be a little extra income for him, but he trades, and that's how he gets by. So when you bring people in like Paul Franco, who doesn't make a living on what we pay him, but makes a living trading the markets, you're going to get the best analysis from those types of people. And that's what Paul Franco brings to the table. He's great. He's straight. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't fiddle faddle around. He calls it the way it is. And he's got great levels in the market. So listening to him in the European session is very valuable to our traders and our community. All right, guys, I'm going to pass it over to you. And Paulie, not only is he straight and likes women, but he's also a straight shooter. So, all right, guys, have a great one.
Okay.
Have a good weekend, Blake. Hey,
Have a great weekend, Blake.
Hey, Stelios, does Amanda listen to Face when she's in the chat room? Do you know?
Sometimes I think so, yeah.
Amanda?
Let's see if she's
here. She's listening in. She is. Dale, do it.
Oh, good.
Do it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. You're the best trader I've ever met. Have a best year ever.
nice.
Happy birthday.
You know who else has the same birthday with Amanda?
Joe Biden.
My wife.
Oh,
is it today?
No, isn't it
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. You're right, tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
well, I'll call your house tomorrow. And I'll, you know me, I can't pass up an opportunity to.
Just make sure it's really late at night, so it's like in the middle of sleeping time for us.
Okay, yeah, just listen to it. Leave the voicemail on. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, she
So
heard it.
what?
There you go.
Yeah. So what do you think of stock indexes, guys? I mean, this is a thought I have. Okay, Pfizer, what a blowout move that it faded from by the end of the day. Moderna, not as much impact to the upside, and we're kind of grinding around. Doesn't feel heavy to you?
I don't know.
It's
No.
a
You
tough
tell
one.
me.
I don't want to be long and I don't want to be short here, so I'm doing
Okay,
nothing.
that's probably the right trade. Okay.
Yeah.
How heavy does this chart feel to you?
I don't know. I'm just wondering with all these new highs that we've had over the last few months, why the darlings, I think there's a market message in the fact that, Amazon and Microsoft and all these past leaders and the concentration of cap weighted indexes, 5 stocks really, have been driving the market, that they're vulnerable because they're not really doing much to the upside in months.
No
So
disagreement. I know all the rhetoric. The question is, okay, yeah, we know all the, all the excuses for indices to move lower, but we still have stimulus that's upcoming, and most importantly, do we see a technical break for the time being? Just pull up any index you want. You look at the Nasdaq, right? That, as you said, has been a little bit underperforming lately. Does this look like an index that has broken down?
On the 15-minute chart, it's breaking a
Well,
rising.
perhaps
wedge.
on the 15-second chart as well, on the tick chart, yeah.
Yeah, the tick chart, it's a major
Does
failure.
the S&P look like an index that has broken down? Does the IWM look like an index that has
IWM
broken
looks
down?
better, but the S&Ps, I think there was some damage.
Does the Dow look like an index that has broken down?
Dow looks like it could make one more high, and it's a third drive. Look at it.
Bottom line.
All right,
we've seen how this works. Everybody's finding reasons to excuse price action, and there are always arguments both ways, right? I mean, just give me 5 minutes and they can make you both the arguments, with persuasive comments and all that. The only thing that matters though is what the markets are actually doing and what the markets are actually doing, irrespective of what people think is the reason that they're doing it.
All right. Well, this is my experience of trading markets. It's that they wear you out from having tried it, even though you may have had some valid technical reasons for doing it. And the time you let it go and just, acquiesce to the other side is when it goes without you.
Yeah, the thing
I've
is
lived
that,
it. Haven't you ever lived that?
Multiple times, but
that's the way it looks to me.
Mathematically and statistically speaking, the obvious observation is the following: even brainless bulls have been making money, while if you want to be a bear in the stock markets, you need to be extremely good in what you're doing to pick the right time. And still, you need to be very nimble on the downside, right?
Okay.
So bottom line,
you are Steve. Be nimble. Steve, be quick.
Yes,
Steve jumped over the candlestick.
Yeah, but having said all that, as I said, you still need to see some kind of a technical break.
Okay.
And we currently don't have such a technical break at all. So, we can start discussing possible downside targets once we get some support levels breaking down. But for the time being, that's not the case in any of the indices.
Yeah.
So there's no real reason for us to have this discussion yet. Let's first see like a big move down, a big day down, and we can take it from there. VIX, as you also see, is quite. It's quite subdued to the recent pressure. It seems to be coiling here. Somebody will say that, no, there is a divergence, which there is a little bit of a divergence here, but no signal from the VIX either as we speak, right? So I think, and if you look at the rest of the indices, for example, let's have a look at the DAX. The DAX had a very strong move higher, seems to be coiling. I think it wants to go higher from here.
Yeah.
Here is the FTSE. You remember for how long we were tracing this formation? We said multiple times that this looks like a corrective formation. We had this false break lower.
It's like a rotation out of US into foreign markets.
To be honest, if you want to look at the big picture, I think that within the next few years, this is a rotation that at some point is going to take hold of the markets, and it's going to last for years and years, because I do believe that there are a lot of foreign companies and foreign assets to the US that are extremely well positioned and better priced than almost anything you find in the US.
Yeah.
Add to that the fact,
a weakening dollar.
Exactly. Add to that the fact that we've warned about it multiple times. I see huge risks for the dollar to the downside. And if that's the case, that will make US stocks a lot less appealing, especially to foreigners.
Yeah.
And oppositely, to US residents, it's a good opportunity if you can buy foreign assets at a good price that you can benefit from, both from the price appreciation, but also from the currency appreciation, right? Because if you buy, let's say, a company in Germany, right, you have to exchange your dollars for euros, and with your euros, you need to buy that company. And when you decide to cash out, if you made the right selection, you'll have some profits from the stock. There is, it's very likely you're going to have some dividends, and all that, transferring them back to dollars, if the dollar is in a downtrend, is also going to give you an extra benefit from the currency exchange.
What a great idea for people to do that's not extremely high risk and can take advantage of a falling dollar. So would a U.S. citizen, can he buy a German share and get the currency benefit if he does it with a U.S. broker, or he has to open with an international broker?
No idea. I mean, I've never been in that position, so I assume so. But I know that you guys there in the US have a little bit of a strange regulation on on several aspects. That's why, for example, you have
only three FX firms.
Four actually.
Four.
Nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah. Since January of 2019, four. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this is a question that Trent is the best guy to answer for us.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah, we should bring him on actually one of these days.
Yeah.
So bottom line, look at the Nikkei, by the way. Nikkei at multi-year highs, right?
They're proclaiming Japan is officially out of its recession.
Look at the Australian index, prolonged consolidation in a range, and boom. Right?
Yeah.
So bottom line, I failed to see.
I think the big shift is already happening.
Big shift, no. We might be seeing the beginning of a big shift. We're going to find out, within the next few months.
It's huge.
Huge, yes.
By the way, guys, there's a question. Our friend Richard is asking an interesting question. He's saying, "What do you think the pound and the FTSE can rise at the same time?"
Yes, they can.
I think they can, and I think if you look at what's happened since the referendum, which is really the main event of the last 5 years for the UK, the FTSE's only marginally, but it is lower, while other indices are a lot higher, and the pound obviously is lower. So I think if, or rather when there is an agreement, I think the pound and the FTSE are both going to move higher initially. Obviously, after that, after a little bit, who knows how they're going to go. But I think this is what the markets are waiting for them to both move in tandem. That's what.
And in any case, we've explained in the past several times this dynamic. A weakening currency pair, unless of course it's weakening in the fashion, for example, that the Turkish lira was weakening for so many years, right? Which is a rout in essence. So an orderly weakening currency is a tailwind for its stock market when it's somewhat appealing to foreigners. But that doesn't mean that they can't move in the same direction. So if you have a very negative development that affects the country, you'll get both dropping. You'll get both the currency and the stock market dropping. On oppositely, if you have a a very positive development, you're going to have both rallying. Now, if theoretically speaking, for some reason you could cap the currency from appreciating, yes, on good news, the stock index would rally even more, right? But as Stelio said, yes, they can absolutely both appreciate or both depreciate. And given how negative all this adventure with Brexit has been, unquestionably, they will both get to benefit whenever we have a development, if that's positive, right?
Yeah, and by the way, it wasn't Richard, it was Jeffrey. Sorry, Jeffrey. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, so I totally agree. And on the other hand, if we get like some kind of a disorderly Brexit or whatever, they should both plunge lower. Both the cables should break lower, and the FTSE should reverse lower. At least
short term,
for a period of time.
Yes, for a period of time, because eventually, even if we get a disorderly Brexit, after an initial period that, of course, the market is going to be pricing in, a lot of negative stuff. The UK will have to one by one put things in order, like start having agreements with countries separately, so on and so forth. And at some point, when this ordeal is over, still the market will be able to price in again positive stuff. So I think that any way we get a resolution from Brexit, there is going to be buying opportunity for the pound and for UK stocks. Just if we have positive developments, that's going to be immediately. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait more for something like that.
Dave, can I ask you? You're not bashful to talk about Brexit. How do you think things are going to conclude here in the U.S. with what's happening with this presidential election? What do you? I know you put some thought into it. What?
I've already told you. I think that
I don't remember.
Things are going to
like
go
your
smoother.
First interview. I don't remember.
Things are going to go smoother than a lot of people are afraid.
Okay.
I think that eventually Trump, before we get to the date, he's going to have to concede. That's what I think, and things will get resolved, more peacefully than expected. That's my assumption.
Okay.
Now,
Thanks.
anything can happen, as you know, especially when it has to do with politicians or whatever. But that's my assumption, actually.
Okay. Thanks, bro. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope I'm right as well.
This is a big trade for us. This forecast better work out, man. Because if things go the wrong way, I'm going to go, darn it, Steve. This is all his fault.
This is all on me. Yes, absolutely. All on me. Do we have an interview, by the way, today?
I could interview you.
Oh, again. Nice.
Yeah, you did a good job. No, not today.
Some nice follow through in Platinum, by the way. You see that I'm not in a in a real rush to go through the markets because not much has changed since yesterday. Another market I wanted to show is copper, because copper is once again testing this ascending channel trendline resistance, and we're now also approaching the double top that we had up there, right? January of 2018, retested again exactly 6 months later. And since then, we depreciated lower. And when we had this sharp move lower during the COVID market scare, we had the sharpest move lower, which was actually the end of it. And since then, we've been in an uptrend. And it looks very good. And I have to say that clearly buying it against this resistance makes no sense. But I think that it is very likely, as anything that has intrinsic value, that eventually copper will break through this like 332 resistance area. And once it does, probably that 332 is going to turn support. Until that happens, clearly from a risk reward perspective, if you really want to do something with it as we speak, being short here makes sense. You risk very little, and why not? We might see a return, to retest the channel's support, or at least, go halfway there or whatever. Now, the rest, natural gas found support again at this descending channel trendline support, also confluencing with this horizontal support area. Crude oil, a little bit of nothing, as it has been doing the past few days, but, remains well supported. There is nobody that can actually deny this. Having to do with currencies, cable still flirting with 133, but it seems a very hard resistance to crack. I'm not sure how easy that can actually happen, but from a risk reward perspective, it remains an appealing short. But in any case, I would be cautious, both because we have Brexit. Second of all, because, dollar looks very, very heavy to me, and I expect that the dollar is going to continue underperforming. Even if we get some risk-off period, I think we've had enough evidence now to know that even during risk-off, dollar benefits on one hand, but a lot less than it used to on the other hand. So you see that whenever we have risk on, the dollar sells off a lot more than it catches a bid when we get risk off. So the correlation remains there, but it clearly benefits one side of the market nowadays. So you need to keep that in mind and pay attention to this behavior, because I think it clearly shows that if we are to get a very sharp move in the dollar in one direction, I think that's going to end up being to the downside. So I think the risks are heavily tilted to the downside having to do with the dollar, and I would be very, very careful holding long dollar positions. If we're talking about longer term, of course, if you're trading on a daily basis or whatever, I mean, anything, there's no trend, anything can happen intraday or for a couple of days or 2-3 days, but longer term, I wouldn't be holding dollars. As simple as that. One of my trading accounts is in dollars, and I've actually hedged it months ago. I still hold it in dollars, but I've hedged it. I've bought the equivalent position in Euro USD to actually completely hedge it. So let me go through some of your questions. See if there is anything there you want us to have a look at. Yeah, we answered that. By the dip, yeah, that's the mentality. USD CAD should go up, then you USD down. Okay, let's have a look at USD CAD and USD NOK actually, which we haven't done, the two of us at least. The two of us, I mean myself and you guys.
Yourself and I?
Yeah. So USD CAD, there is two ways to interpret what has happened here. I see that Blake is more inclined to think of this like a false break lower. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that interpretation. I mean, it can be the case. Personally, I have a dollar short bias. What I see here is a symmetrical triangle that has broken down. We retested it and it held. Now, counter argument to that, after we got rejected by retesting it, the price action doesn't really seem impulsive. But in any case, I have to say that I'm not convinced that anybody should be bullish here. As simple as that. And even if this proves to be, a short-term consolidation before we get another move higher, there is still the possibility that the larger formation here is this, right? In which case I would again expect a bearish resolution, something like this. Okay, so bottom line, I think it's very heavy, and I think that in order for me to change my mind, it has to prove to me that that's not the case and not the opposite. Same deal here with USD NOK. We were in this range, we broke down from this range, we retested it, we got rejected. I think it looks weak. I'm still short. I have a full position. I've been short for, I don't even remember how long, many months. And, I find no reason to change my mind until the market decides to do something to change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind. I think that fundamentally speaking, the Norwegian economy is 200 times better than the US economy. And the NOK is a far superior fiat currency to hold than the US dollar, as simple as that. If the US dollar was not a world reserve currency, I think that the downtrend in the USD NOK would be of the extent of the USD Turkish lira, in all honesty. I mean, there is no comparison between the two economies having to do with their health, with their fiscal health. So, I would be buying the Norwegian kroner for to hold over the dollar at any given point during the past few years, and that hasn't changed. Okay, Dale, I guess we call it a day.
Okay, buddy.
Please discuss the ruble. Wait, because I forgot. Let me talk about this as well. Sure. Since we did in the past, somebody is asking about the Russian ruble.
Yeah.
Here it is. Somebody can say it has broken through this channel, which it has, but on the other hand, it's not really accelerating the downside, right? Also, despite crude oil holding quite nicely. So I'm not sure yet. I mean, fundamentally, I really want to be long the ruble. I mean, very, very much want to be long the ruble. But technically speaking, I don't have the signal I'm looking for yet.
Maybe right? Back at 80, it could put in the right shoulder just for a toe in the water.
Yeah, you mean do something like whoop this and then turn low. Yeah, it might. Yeah. It might.
Like if the dollar weakens one more time, like you know.
It might.
Or I don't know. Yeah. I think you'll get something like you have all the way to the left. That's long term.
USD Turkish lira, they finally, as I told you, they finally got convinced that they need to follow proper economic policy in order for them not to get slaughtered. They hiked rates a few days ago significantly, almost 5%. If Erdogan proves that he has actually realized that by threatening the markets, there is no way you can win. And actually, for markets to trust you, you need to do the right stuff. There is so much negativity being priced in the Turkish lira that it can rally a lot further. But Erdogan has to prove that he will actually let people that know what they're doing do what they need to do. He's already damaged irreparably the Turkish economy. They've spent $100 billion defending the Turkish lira, which was a lost cause, because no matter how much money you're willing to spend, you can't defend the currency from depreciation if, fundamentally speaking, there is no reason for the currency to be supported. You can slow down the progress of the depreciation, but that buys you a little bit of time, which you're buying with precious foreign exchange reserves, which you can use in a much better way, right? So that's it, more or less. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, well, you know what, everyone that's still around, I know that there's a lot of worry. It's a global thing, and people are worried about, people they love becoming ill. There's also economic pressure with what's going on. So, when I was a kid, I remember certain songs, and Perry Como did this song. Here it goes like this. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep. Counting your blessings. Have a good weekend, everybody. Hope we helped you.
Everybody.
Hope we helped you this week. I know we did. I know Volgi did. Stelios did. Amanda did. We all did. Team, There's no I in team except for me. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll see everyone Monday. And thanks, Bill, for joining today. That was great. Stepping up live. All right. Steve, have a great weekend, brother.
You do, Dale.
All right,
Bye-bye.
everyone, take it easy. Adios.